Hey YouTube, it's Old Prime 13 coming at you with another Transformers video review. Today we're going to be taking, I forgot to put the box in the picture. We're going to be taking a look at the Iron Factory Surfing Arrow, which is their take on a stylized seaspray. And yeah, I really like this figure. He's pretty cool. I did kind of overpay for him. I did order him off a TF source who tends to overcharge for everything in their store, but I couldn't really find him anywhere else at the time, so, and I really did want this figure. And I don't regret buying him, I'll just put it that way. But yeah, if you can find him for more closer to the original price, definitely do that. But on the front of the box, we do have him in his robot mode, and there is his vehicle hovercraft mode, IFEX55 Surfing Arrow, and we got Iron Factory 2022. Oh, really? That was from 2022? Oh, well, that explains why it was gotten so expensive. Then we got the robot mode again. We got the robot mode again. Got the robot mode again. On the bottom we got legal jargon, and on the back we have a few small promo pics and some sort of QR code. But that is it for the box. And he does come with a lovely set of instructions. Hey, come on, open up. There. So, there is that. And in the box we do get our figure, our surfing arrow. He does come with this cool little harpoon gun for his weapon, and he does actually also come with interchangeable hands. He does come installed with the closed fist. As you can see here, I have the open fist for him to hold his weapons, but we do also get a sort of half grasp, like a grasping open hand, and then we do get the jazz hands. So that, and they're just on little ball joints, so they are super easy to switch on and off. But yeah, neat little figure. Do get some red and I think that's like a gunmetal there on the chest. His blues are all done in a dark blue plastic. Does have some sort of black and gunmetal mixed in there. Do get little bits of silver paint here on his arms, and on the top up here, these like sort of jets. Do get a little bit of like sort of off-white grayish back here. Does have a bit of a backpack, but considering that he's, you know, like Legends class, I'm not too surprised by that. It does have some silver on the face with some blue for the eyes. It's a little hard to see. It is kind of sunken in there, but it is there. It does look nice. I do wish that this was a little less loose. It's not super loose, but it's really easy to move. And you can transform him with these hands on. They do stick out a little funny, but I mean, his hands are kind of visible either way, so it's not a big deal. But yeah. For a couple of quick comparisons, here we have him next to G1 Seaspray. Hooray! Hooray for spray. Definitely thought of that beforehand. Totally didn't just make that up. Actually, I think it's more impressive if I did just make it up, so I'm going with that. Doop. And here he is with another mini-bot in 86 Bumblebee. Just so you can see how he stacks up. So there is that. As far as articulation goes, it is a little hard to get in there, but his head is actually on a ball joint. But yeah, considering it's, you know, underneath this whole thing, it's also on a hinge. But yeah, you kind of have to wiggle your hands in there and get it. But it does have a lot of movement once you actually get in there. His arms are on a ball joint, so you do get full 360. You get plenty of movement and posability there. It does have some movement in these little flaps, which you can, you know, pose those if you so choose. It does have full double jointed elbows for a full bend. Again, the hands are on a small ball joint, so you do get some wiggle waggle on those, and you do also get in and out because of the transformation at the wrist. Do get a 360 at the waist. we get to kick all the way out to the side, well, not all the way, but pretty far forward and very far back. We do get double jointed knees for well over 90 degrees at the knee, which is very nice. Do get a thigh swivel. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Do get a bicep swivel as well, and then we do get a little bit of ankle. So not a ton, but hey, it's enough to put him into an A stance. So it's pretty good. And considering his elbows and knees are very posable, I feel like that's a fair compromise. And there is a little bit of up and down at the feet, mostly for transformation, but you can definitely use that. So there is that. As far as the gun goes, it doesn't actually like shoot or detach the harpoon or anything, but it does have a hinge here at the handle, but that's also because I'm pretty sure that's for the vehicle storage, which we're just going to go ahead and fold that in and take that away. Is there anything else we need to talk about in robot mode? I don't think so. Yep, I'm pretty sure we can go ahead and move on to transformation. So yeah, first thing we're going to do is we're going to just sort of unhook his backpack back here and just sort of bring this down, get that out of the way. We are going to need to bring these hinges down for his arms, which, I mean, I guess you can consider those among posability, but that's just kind of awkward. And then I believe we want to rotate these around, bring them up like so. Yeah. Bring those up like so. And we're going to leave that for a moment. And trying to... Yeah, so then for this whole assembly, I'm pretty sure we just bring his head back down underneath here. But I'm pretty sure his chest is supposed to unhook or something. And oh no, that's just an ab crunch. I missed another thing. Hooray. Oh well. And we bring this up like that. That's right. Bring that up. And we do want to rotate his waist around. I forgot to say that while I was doing it. We are going to bring his foot down like so, and then we are going to bring his heel back as well. It's going to flatten out into his leg. Bring that down. Then we are going to use his double hinge to bring his shin up like so. And bring this up like so. Come on. There we go. And then pretty sure, yeah, okay, that's just the regular knee joint. Alright, and then we definitely want to bring this whole bit down. I think we need to move, don't catch. Okay, yeah. There is a teeny little tab here on the end of the windshield that's going to go into this slot here, so we do need to adjust for that. There we go. Like so. Then we're going to bring this down. Oh, right, we do need to bring his hips out to the side, and that ball joint that is his hip swivel is actually going to come in. And there's this little tab here, and it's going to go into this little slot here, right below his knee. So, and yeah, you do need to angle the hip a certain way. So I'll see if I can show that off here. That all. Come on. Just kind of did it on the other side. There we go. So yeah, just kind of have it sorted like that. Then we are going to bring this whole assembly back and over the section of the legs, which I think, oh, need to plug these in to the centerpiece, so I got to unplug that. And so yeah, now there's two tabs, one in the leg, one in the shin, as you can see here. Just make sure that those both go into place. There we go, like so. Hey, come on. That one in. Would you stop not going in together? I'm trying to do something here. There we go. There we go. Now, as for the arms, as you can see, there is a little tab here, and there is a teeny little hole here, so we are going to need to get this under and hook that up like so. And then the arms are actually just going to come up on their double elbows above like so. We're going to come over here, tab that in, bring these arms up like so, and then you're just going to use those wrist movement to bring those in. And yeah, his hands just kind of like sit there, which is a little bit of a bummer, but it is what it is. And yeah, you can kind of just see his head hanging out down there, but there we have Seaspray in his vehicle mode. And again, it is a very stylized take on the G1 Seaspray, and I do kind of like this look. It's kind of got a bit more of a sci-fi feel to the hovercraft it normally is. It does look cool. And as far as the weapon goes, we can take this, and as you can see, there is a square slot and a little peg, and we have a big square peg and a little slot, and we're just gonna put that there and like that, and that just hooks onto the front like so. So now he is all armed up in vehicle mode, and yeah, I think it looks pretty cool. Yeah, the only real issue I have is, you know, the hands and the head just kind of sticking out there, but everything else I like quite a bit. The transformation is, you know, pretty easy to figure out because I totally didn't forget half of it between when I got this and when I decided to film this review. Definitely knew exactly what I was doing, but yeah, it was, you know, nice. I will admit that these Legend scale figures are really starting to grow on me more and more, despite the fact that a lot of them are kind of on the pricey side. But still, like, a lot of them aren't too bad. And yeah, I really dig this figure. And yeah, I've been getting I started this year with 0 Seasprays, and now I'm up to like 4. So and I'm hoping to increase that number. I think Seaspray is probably my favorite mini bot at this point. I think it's safe to say. I do like a lot of them, but it's I think it's something to do with that fact that I had that G1 toy. Just really cemented him in my heart. But yeah, just a very cool little vehicle. There aren't any rolling wheels or anything, so I mean, you can slide him and, you know, accidentally poke yourself. This isn't actually too sharp. It is pokey, but it's not like Unicron draw blood pokey. But yeah, overall. And we'll do a couple comparisons here. Here he is with the just released Walmart Retro Seaspray. So you get an idea of how he stacks up next to an official deluxe mini bot. And here he is with the Dr. Wu Seaspray, who I need to do a review for soon as well. So you can see Legends versus Micromaster here. So don't talk to me or my son ever again. Anyway, and just because it's like half a second to transform, here he is next to G1 Seaspray. Hooray for Seaspray. So yeah. Overall, yeah, if you can find this guy for a decent price, because I'm pretty sure he's pretty much just on the aftermarket at this point, with the exception of a couple overcharged retailers. Yeah, I do think he's worth it, but yeah, just see if you can find him at a reasonable price. I probably wouldn't pay more than $40 for this guy, because I think I paid $45 for this guy or something like that, but I don't know. I guess that's mostly up to the individual, but overall, I do still think it's a cool figure. And again, usually my biggest issues with the Legend figures is just, like, a lot of times they're expensive. But yeah, overall, I do recommend this guy. If I were to give him a rating, I would give him, I think an 8.5 feels fair, because he does have some issues. But overall, still a very cool figure. I really do like the design. And with Iron Factory, I do have like a couple figures of theirs, and they always do feel like good materials, and does feel engineered well. So no worries on that front. So yeah, overall, definitely satisfied. And I think that's really all I have to say about this particular review. So I'll go ahead and wrap it up. And this is Soul Prime 13 saying transform and soul out.